How's it going, everybody? So today I figured I would talk about something a little different, which is not a gun or anything, but actually just the state of the game. Because if I'm being honest, for a while, this game has kind of been on the decline, which is one of the reasons why I was gone for like half the year. I'm back now, obviously, so that's great. But, you know, this game just needs some life right now. And if I'm being honest, this game has just been falling off pretty hard, I'd say, recently. They haven't really put out any new updates. The last update, I'm pretty sure, it just says something about some rebalancing, some like minor reticle changes. But there hasn't been any content, which is obviously kind of what drives the game a lot of the time, which is just what drives games in general. They haven't added any new guns recently, or game modes, or anything really, and that's just what the game needs right now, is some content that we haven't been receiving. And there's also I know there's still some bugs in the game that can be fixed, obviously, but honestly I would prioritize content right now, because the bugs are, you know, every game's gonna have bugs, I feel like, but not every game is gonna be dry of content all the time. So the game's definitely not dead. It's still got thousands of players, but it's just not like it used to be. I'm pretty sure the game is averaging like 4,500 players now, which, you know, I remember there's times where it was like 11,000. So yeah, the game's not dead, but it's definitely dying. And there's a lot of ways that they can fix that too. There's a lot of ways that they can kind of revive the game, but the developers haven't really been doing anything. And obviously I'm not a game developer. I know it's probably very difficult, but you know, they've made promises that they haven't kept, and there's just a lot they could be doing with this game that they're not doing. Maybe there's some internal problems. You know, I don't know exactly what's going on, but either way, it's hard, because this game has, I know personally, this game has a really good community behind it, and so many people have put so much time into this game, like myself, and to see it kind of fall off like this is really hard. But I'm not just gonna sit here and complain about how the game's dying and how I'm not updating it, because I think I can, you know, throw some things out there, maybe not that they'll see it, but just, you know, for my own conscience. I'm not saying they need to totally like revamp the game and like add like a battle pass or something, but even like some quests, daily quests or something like that would be really good. Just more ways to progress, because the progression in this game is, well, it's not terrible, it's just not, it hasn't changed at all. And if they added quests or something, then that would just make the game feel a lot better and more rewarding, because right now there's not really much to play for. You know, the way you progress has always been the same, which isn't exactly a bad thing, but it'll just make the game more versatile, more replayable if they add quests or something like that. The progression in this game, I personally like it, but it could just be so much better, and it's not, which is really unfortunate. Okay, also I'm gonna make a video on this gun because it is still like the best IR in the game, and it's not even funny. What am I right now? 41 and 9. That's not bad. Anyways, what was I saying? Also, something else that I've wanted to see from this game is cosmetics, which I don't know how complicated that would be. I mean, because the thing is, I don't know how complicated this would be. I'm not a game dev, so maybe all this stuff would be like super hard to implement. But no, cosmetics I think would be super cool. It'd just be even more things for players to work towards, and it would just add a lot of versatility to the game, you know, because, you know, our skins would be different. Everyone looks the same right now. But yeah, anyways, cosmetics, I don't know how hard that would be. And in terms of content, like I said, they haven't added any guns recently, or maps, or game modes, or like any feature that I can remember. The last feature that I remember them adding was the new grenades, which maybe there's something newer than that, but I don't remember. And the grenades were cool. I like the grenades. They're not perfect, and you know, I'm certain that there are better grenades and worse grenades. I'm sure they're not balanced super well, but that doesn't really matter. It's content. It's something that people can work with. So this guy stole my gun. He knew I was going off, so he stole my gun. Unbelievable. And then the maps. Honestly, the map pool isn't terrible. I wouldn't prioritize it if I were the developers, but some of the maps in this game are pretty bad. And if they just removed some maps from the map pool so that we could play on maps that the community likes more, I think that would be good. Obviously, adding new maps would be cool as well, because I'm sure there's a lot of talented people that would make maps for this game, you know, just if they have the right incentive. But yeah, just in comparison to games like Arsenal and a ton of new FPS Roblox games that are coming out, this game just does not get the same support. It does not have the same features that are becoming like normal in games, like the quests that I was talking about. And it's, like I said, it's really unfortunate, just because this game, probably one of, if not the oldest Roblox FPS game, you know, it paved the way for so many other Roblox FPS games, and you know, to see it kind of fall behind now, it kind of sucks, especially because I built my channel around this game. So yeah, my biggest recommendations would, first of all, just be new content of any kind, like the quests and cosmetics, if they could do that, something like that. Maps, stuff like that is good. What I want to see from this game is just core progression changes. I think progression is one of the biggest things that keeps people playing games, like battle passes, you know? Battle passes are all about progression and unlocking stuff, and if they had something like that in this game, then it could, you know, it could make a pretty big comeback, I think. Just progression, you know, more satisfying progression, more rewarding progression, easier ways to get credits, because, you know, some of the stuff in this game is really expensive. And then cosmetics and bug fixes. Well, obviously bug fixes, there's some bugs that need to be fixed more than others, but bug fixes and cosmetics are things that would be nice, but at this point I would not worry about them. I'd focus on other things to try to revive the game, even if those would be really nice and I want to see them. And another thing is balancing, which balancing is not something that's going to revive the game. if they completely balance it, the reason that people aren't playing this game isn't because the balancing was terrible. You know, you unlock the AK-12 at rank 0, which is one of the best ARs in the game. So the balancing, I don't think is a problem. Not a big problem, at least. Obviously, some guns are really good and some guns suck. That's just how games gonna work. That's just how FPS games are gonna work sometimes. So just doing something would be really good at this point. Doing something for the game. I don't know if the development has changed or anything. I don't know exactly what's going on with them. Maybe they're just not motivated to keep this game alive anymore, which would suck a lot. But maybe there's some, like I said, maybe there's some internal problems or something. I'm not sure how it is. But whatever the case, I just think this game really needs some life right now. New guns, new maps. Even if they just do some of the old updates like a new map and some new guns. Even just one of those would be good. But what I think really needs to happen, like I said, is just core progression changes. Quests, mostly just quests, but I don't know exactly how that would work. But just progression. Just progression is what keeps people playing games, I think. And this game has just had the same progression for as long as I can remember. So I think they just really need to change that. The game is not dead, but at this point, I think I can definitely say it's dying. But there's still hope. There will always be hope, hopefully. And I know I'm repeating myself a lot in this video, but this game just has such a great community behind it. And to see it fall like this really sucks, you know, for multiple reasons. But yeah, I've spent so much time in this game. I don't plan to stop, but you know, seeing it become less popular, you know, I just want some more people to play this game, and I want some more content and some things to do, because I might start having to make some Arsenal videos or something. I don't know. But yeah, that's about all I have for this video. So please share your thoughts down in the comments. I want to know what everybody else thinks about this. And if you enjoyed, please consider dropping a like and a sub. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.